The Last Crumb. Carlos Carrasquero. Snow whispered through the trees like ash from a dying fire. The girl stumbled between them, her breath thin and ragged. Her fingers blew around the crust of bread she clutched to her chest. It was all that remained, one hard, stale piece she'd saved since the morning 3 days ago. Her name was Ellen. She had followed the smoke of her village after the raiders came, thinking she could find anyone left behind. But there was nothing. Only the forest, and hunger that gnawed at her ribs like a beast. When the sun fell, the woods changed. Shadows stretched long and strange, and the silence became a living thing. Ellen pressed her back against an oak and chewed at her bread, but the crumbs stuck dry in her throat. Then she heard it, a sound that didn't belong. A low growl. It came from the dark ahead, deep and wet, as if the earth itself were breathing. 2 eyes opened between the trees, green and distant as swamp light. Ellen froze. Every story she'd ever heard as a child, of monsters that added a lost, of spirits that prowled the wild places, rushed through her mind. The creature moved closer, its shape hidden behind the mist. It smelled of moss and blood and rain-soaked stone. She wanted to run, but her legs trembled, too weak to obey. So she did the only thing left to her. She held out the bread. It was a pitiful offering, a crust barely worth a bite. But Ellen raised it high, her hand shaking, and whispered through cracked lips, "Please, don't eat me. Take this instead." For a moment, the world stopped breathing. Then the monster bent down. Ellen saw it clearly now. Its body was fur and bone and shadow, its teeth too long for any normal beast. Yet its eyes were sad. It took the bread from her palm with a breath like wind through reeds. She thought she saw it lower its head in something like a knot. Then the darkness swam before her eyes. The cold hit her, sudden and profound. The world tipped sideways. And she fell. When Ellen woke, it was to the sound of voices. She was laying on a dirt road, wrapped in a coarse blanket. Lanterns flickered nearby, and the smell of smoke and stew filled her lungs. Ahead stood a small village, roofs dusted with snow. A woman knelt beside her. "Child, you're alive. We found you by the woods just before dawn." Ellen tried to sit up. Her vision swam. Beyond the road, where the forest began again, she saw something. Large tracks pressed into the snow, too big for any wolf. A single crust of bread sat beside them, untouched. The villagers did not see it, but she did. The prince led back into the woods. And as the wind moved through the trees, Ellen thought she heard it again, the low, soft rumble of a creature breathing. Not a growl this time. A sigh.